Hello and welcome to Rule of Thirds, a conversation about art, design and culture with your hosts
Berns,
Mike
and Jude.
If this is your first time listening, welcome to the family. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram at Rule of Thirds Pod. Don't be shy to say hi.
A question about the arts and the craft. If you didn't know, then it's good that you asked. You tune into the culture. Just the rule of thirds. If you want to, you could tune at work, yeah. And tell me, does that frame fit good? Does it feel right? You want to steal a photo for your website, but you want a logo we can design, right? Yeah.
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We are Rule of Thirds. My name is Jude.
My name's Berns.
And I'm Mike.
And we're here again. It's a lovely day. How's everyone doing?
How am I doing?
How are you doing, Berns?
Nah, that laugh in the beginning is like, how am I doing?
My body is absolutely knackered right now. Because we just finished the 10K.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, man. Which was a mad achievement, man.
Did you lose anything in like toenails?
No, I didn't.
Oh, just checking.
10K is light, man. Like in terms of like,
Oh, it's light, yeah?
no,
50k next year.
it's not light in terms of like as an average runner, 10K is crazy because I suffered. But I've done 21K before. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
Oh, okay.
but that was 4 years ago.
Eesh.
So yeah.
That was me thinking it was recent.
What was
no.
that's that
Oh.
pre-COVID body in it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah. Before the iOS update, then everything went collapse. I hear you.
So yeah, man. But you know what? I feel like running is one of them sports that you can almost like philosophize. Is that a word?
You made it a word. I'm okay with that.
Well,
Yeah,
it sounds legit, innit?
It sounds very legit.
But I feel like it's one of them things that you can almost take different lessons and learnings from. Do you know what I mean?
Give drop some gems, man.
Alright, cool.
Mm.
Sometimes in life,
Mm.
it's a journey you have to take.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say affy take?
I could have, to be fair.
Okay.
But
Sorry. No,
Essentially.
run
Okay.
back. Sorry.
alright. So sometimes in life, yeah, there's a journey you have to take, right? And there's always a finish line. And sometimes you might be tired. You may have to drag yourself over the line, but someday
I'm awake.
you'll cross the line.
What?
That's powerful. That's very powerful.
And sometimes for the journey,
Hey.
you might need some nutrients.
Yeah.
If you lack nutrients, you will suffer. What do I mean by that? You got to build the right foundations. Somebody left their house, had no breakfast.
Preacher.
Others had porridge.
He
He went the distance. Let's think about it.
I'm thinking.
Huh?
Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah, man. So,
You just opened my eye.
wow.
Yeah, my third eye.
This guy.
But that's how though. I hear you.
It was cold, man. I think what I love about these like races is that you're running with like different people in it. So you got the aunties, you got the uncles, you got the youngers, whatever. But like everyone's in it for a cause. And obviously, I wasn't able to run for a charity this time, man. But a lot of people running for charities, so it was nice. Whether people walked or run, it was nice. My missus did her first ever race, which I was proud of her.
Hey.
So yeah,
Shout out to
man.
Mrs. Ban. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out, man.
Yeah.
Shout out. Because now, like, when I saw across the ladder, I was so happy for her.
Did you
but-
cry?
No, I didn't cry. But
One day.
Soon comes.
One day.
I was gonna cry when I crossed the line, though. I'll explain.
No, for good reason.
I'll explain. So, 5K, I've been conditioned to do 5K because that's what I do typically every week, innit? But I've never gone past the 10K mark for the past 2-3 years.
Yeah.
So, when I hit 6K, because I didn't eat food in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was that person.
So when he was
So
giving,
wait,
when he was giving his sermon,
Yeah, it was about
It
you.
was about me.
Wow.
So you got to preach what you've gone through.
No, yeah.
You
In order to get through, you have to. Yeah.
So, yeah, I was that person.
Can't believe this.
So, at 6K, yeah, I think it kicked in that, bro, there's no food in your belly. There's no energy. So, bro, I was running on the fumes.
At that point, what were you running on?
Your body said
Just-
use all the stores.
I mean, there was like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
there was
Mad.
like different. So, I think after 5K, at 5K they give you water bottles.
But that wasn't
I had the
doing
Lucozade Sport. That was the.
Oh,
That gave
wait,
me
is that your vest thing?
So in my vest, I put the Lucozade Sport in there. Innit?
Yeah.
So just because that's had some sugar. or
Sugar,
whatever.
yeah.
So I was drinking that like by sips. If you back it, stitch man, kalas.
Mess.
So I was basically running on Lucozade and water, and they had like a water fountain they sprayed you with because it was really hot.
Oh, that was a hot day.
So it wasn't even. It was
Like
meant to
humid
rain.
even.
It was humid.
Yeah.
but I had long sleeve on. So I thought it was gonna rain.
Makes sense.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a really tough. So when I saw, because even I got to 800 meters and I was like, oh, I'm nearly there. But 800 meters felt like it was going and going. 400 meters, I couldn't even see the finish line.
Hey,
Well, I started getting blurry.
hey.
But basically, the finish line was on a turn.
Oh, so
it's-
psychologically,
In your mind,
you're
you're
like,
thinking,
yeah.
brother, where's the-"
Again.
It's like you got 2 more K to go.
So I promise you, once that turn came, I was sprinting.
Oh wow.
And it's weird because this is how I run, but like, and they do it in the Olympics as well. But you know, when people on the last lap, I understand it because I do it as well. Sometimes you just find the energy within you just to
Adrenaline just kicks in.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're there.
You're nearly at the
Yeah,
to that. Let's
yeah.
just go all out. So I've done that. Boom. Got to the finish line. I literally was like, when I was running towards the line, the tears in my eyes, bro. Like,
I started going blurry. Like,
bro, I wanted to literally cry, not because like I was emotional, but I was like, yeah,
finally.
Do you know what I mean?
So
Like,
it is finished.
bro, literally.
Oh.
So yeah, and then my missus and I also we went with a couple as well,
Yeah,
our friends
yeah,
as
yeah.
well. But they saw Ian Bill and Max Bannon.
Oh, I saw a picture of that. Yeah.
Mad.
Such a random
Yeah.
encounter, but okay.
We thought they were capping until we saw the image.
It's like, no, it's real. It's, look at us.
Yeah. So they ran
Wild.
the race as well. which
Wow.
was- yeah, man. So it was good, man. But I think I'm happy I've done it. Is that you know them things you just achieve. When I look back in my year,
Mhm.
that'll be one of the things I'll be like,
Yeah.
okay,
You got the medal as well.
do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? So,
yeah.
it's a nice achievement, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're
That's how I'm
glad you're
feeling,
here,
man.
man. We're
Congrats,
glad.
congrats,
Yeah, well done, well
congrats.
done.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. But yeah, how you doing, Mike?
I'm good. What's happened past week? I feel like not much has happened since me waiting on like the decision from the residency thing. So I've just been looking at my emails like
Just waiting.
Yeah, just waiting. You know how like
The waiting game is.
I mean, you two might not be able to relate because it's been such a long time. But you know, when you
Nah,
were
wait, hold on,
single
hold on.
spring chickens.
Okay.
Sorry, let me land. Let me
I
land.
was thinking like, hold on.
What?
When you're the single spring chicken and you're talking to someone for the first time and you're waiting for their text back, that's how it feels. That's how it's felt literally since Thursday.
Is it?
Like I'm just waiting for a text back from a babes that I'm just like, oh, okay, I sent you a message. Like,
What do you like double? You feel like you double texted? Type
Yeah.
of thing?
I wanted to even ask them like, oh, hey guys.
Yeah,
like, what's
yeah.
going
I,
on?
give
I,
it
know,
a-
I know that feeling, but you got to hold off.
No, that's the thing. So
you don't need to be too clingy.
yeah, after
Calm down. Act like you've
That's
been here
relax.
before, man. Act like you've been here before.
Hey guys,
Yeah, like, hey.
any updates?
Nah.
Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. I sure did. Speaking of weekends, I hope you had some time to think about it.
But legit, like on Saturday or Sunday, I was just catching myself thinking, why are you looking at this?
Mm.
No one's working this
Yeah,
weekend.
no one's working, yeah.
Everyone's at home.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think now I'm calm. I think before I was a bit like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I've been doing in the meantime, I've actually been researching a lot about like other photographers in the meantime.
Nice.
So at the V&A, there's an exhibition called Fragile Beauty. Elton John and his partner like said, our collection, we just drop it here. Go ahead and make an exhibition. Which is mad to think about because like money, because the amount of works that there were so many rooms when me and my friend went from Sheffield. And I was like, where do you even store this? Because it's like massive pieces
One of
of
the
work as well.
mansions. Yeah.
One of them.
Like
yeah.
I watched the YouTube video after about it. There's like an interview with both of them, and they were like, "Yeah, oh, you know, in all of your homes, you have at least one piece from this artist." And I was like, "Oh, mad, okay, cool, must be nice." But I was researching about one of the artists that they have a lot of works from. His name is Maplethorpe.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah,
So his real name?
yeah, that's his surname. But I can't remember. Maplethorpe, yeah.
Oh, so the first name was not.
I
Oh,
don't know.
it was like-
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
thought his name was first name Maple.
Oh no,
Last name Thorpe.
His surname's Maplethorpe. I just can't remember his first name.
Oh, fair.
Maybe it's like Ian or something.
That kind of fits though.
Ian
Yeah.
Maplethorpe. That's
It's
It
a very nice
probably
name.
might not be Ian, but Maplethorpe.
Yeah.
But
Go with that.
yeah, this guy. I was watching a panel discussion because they mentioned him too. with Deanna Lawson and I'm gonna forget names. You know the new black Vanguard, the black new Vanguard,
Yeah.
the one that was at Saatchi like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So the curator of and creator of the book and the exhibition, and then there was one other photographer that was there and a collector as well. And then someone brought up like Mapplethorpe as like, when I go to his exhibition shows, I'm just like, I feel really because he uses a lot of like black subjects in his work. So Mapplethorpe is like gay man, but like some of his work explores like fetish, and other things that I'm just like, I have no like, this is not my entry.
Bag.
Yeah, just like I don't understand
It's
certain things. So I'm just like, cool, let me just open my mind, to certain areas. So I've just been doing that a lot. So like researching more into like him, his work and his practice, and like other photographers as well. I think I'm back in like my studying bag. So like I think we've spoken about it before, just like when you are in this position where you've had to maybe like work towards something. So you'll be on the grind. Like when we all started out at some point as designers, it's like you want to learn everything. And I think after some time, I don't know, maybe I got a bit like, not lazy, but life just happened, I guess. So you don't really dedicate as much time as much. But now I feel like I'm trying to just like explore things again or read more. So I'm even reading another book as well, like a design book. So I'm just trying to like, explore that and stuff.
That's quite cool.
Well, how about you, Jude? How's life?
I'm good. I don't know. Every weekend just feels like a blessing. But no, I'm good. I can't complain. I've been playing around with my new camera.
Oh, okay.
So that's been fun. It's just it's been interesting because I think because of how incognito the camera. I always said incognito, but incognito the camera is. It's very easy to have like it set up and have like people have conversations. So I just kind of like just been getting back into talking to people, but also being able to document it is fun.
Nice.
It's such an interesting experience because like I went to shout out to Shireen. I went to the listening session, and there was a guy there. I think his name is Jonathan Omedi. He's a producer, amazing producer by the way, and we just end up talking about like labels and like how I think his opinion was that music labels should give money back to producers to start labels because back in the day, what he believes is that when producers head labels, they tend to do better as artists because then you can get the whole artist development and stuff. And it was just an interesting conversation. I forgot I had the camera on recording.
Wow.
So it just we end up talking for like a long time, but the camera was just rolling.
Mad.
And because he had the auto track on, so when he was moving around, it was like
That's so funny.
So it's chances. Yeah, so it was just such a. Because I got home and I was like, what is this video? Why is it so long? Because sometimes you press the record button, but you think record button, you pressing it means like stop. As opposed to start. Turns out I was recording. So it's just like interesting to see those conversations. Saw Samson there, had a conversation with Samson as well. Asked him like questions that I think I asked both of you on the same day as well. And then, so it's just an interesting thing, just kind of like talking to people and just asking them questions and seeing their reaction. Because there's a question I always ask and they're always like, huh? I think I asked, I don't know if I asked Berns before you left, but I therefore asked Michael, and Michael was like a bit thrown off. It was the question about love.
Oh yeah.
And
I don't think you asked Berns.
Yeah, I don't think I did because you were.
I don't remember Berns reacting.
Yeah. But it's so funny because I think the array of responses that I've had from just that question has just been fun to watch. It's just been fun to watch because people are always like, I guess something that people don't really think about on a day to day.
Right.
Like anything else, people don't really think about why they do things. They just do it sometimes and kind of like get into a routine. So it's just interesting because, like, I mean, like you said, we're not single, so it is a bit of a different experience. But also just seeing the difference between people who are in relationships and people who aren't in relationships and how they respond to it. There's a level of like want that comes from people who might not have a partner.
Cold guy.
Yeah. And then there's definitely like a level of settled, like, oh, like I know what I have and I'm telling you what I have.
Must be nice.
Yeah. So it's just been interesting. But that's been my week, man. I can't complain. It's been a good week so far. Yeah.
That's it.
Talk to me.
So I think since our conversation last week,
Mhm.
I've been having a lot of reflections about where am I at
Mm.
creatively right now. And I think so. I'll recommend the woman later on today, in this episode.
Okay, because I was about to say woman. I just remembered, but go on.
Yeah. So let me actually get my.
This is gonna be funny.
Well, do you know who the person is?
I don't know who the woman is,
Okay.
but I'm assuming that I know who you went to. In general, am I bugging?
Might be.
I don't know.
I'm trying to hear. Okay,
No, I'm so
you
confused.
go on.
Mm.
Go on.
So I was watching this woman on YouTube.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna.
Oh!
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That's why I was like, wait, is it where we're
Yeah,
going?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is
Mad.
it going to be this
That would
episode?
have been very interesting.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Wait. Pause. We're back. Alright, cool. So, nah, most definitely not that person. But that's so funny. But basically, I'll say her name after. Or can I say her name now? And just recommend it again.
Yeah, okay.
Her name's Nneka Julia.
Yeah.
Or how do the Nigerians say it? Nneka.
Nneka.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Julia. Actually, I had a friend called Nneka once upon a time.
Oh,
so
shout out to
interesting.
Nneka, wherever you are.
But basically the question that she does these different videos on YouTube. Her cinematography is outstanding.
I know what you're gonna recommend, but I'll let you land.
Yeah.
Good video.
It's very outstanding. But essentially, there's one video that essentially the title is "Tell Them How to Treat You."
Okay.
Basically is about boundaries.
Nice.
And the question, I guess, that we can obviously we can dissect this further, but the question is, how are you navigating boundaries this season? And then the follow-up was, what advice would you give? It's very interesting because actually with like creative seasons, how your boundaries are set up also impacts that as well.
Right.
In a sense of like, if you're saying, so she was saying that she's the eldest born in her family, which is like me. And in her, so I think she's Cambodian and Nigerian.
Okay.
She's a
Wow.
very like, I've never heard that
Never.
combination before.
Is she American?
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
American.
she looks
yeah.
very Igbo though.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Dominant genes, apparently.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like,
Okay, you don't get carried away.
but she was talking about how like, as the firstborn, which I understand, your tendencies are always to say yes, yes. Because,
Okay.
for example, if our auntie or uncle comes and asks, can you, yes, I'll do that for you.
Yeah.
Your dad asks for something, yes, I'll do that. Your mum asks it, yes, I'll do that. And it's very much yes. Because you don't want to disappoint or you don't want to let down. Because you're the firstborn, there's so many responsibilities on you. And this may not just be firstborn, but typically the firstborn, you are having to do these things because no one else is going to do it. So you're saying yes to all these things. But actually what you tend to realize is that as you get older, these habits are still there. So maybe in the place of work, for example, you might be the person to say yes. Then 5 weeks later, you're drowning in workload. Do you know what I mean? And why I mean it impacts your creative seasons, because if you're not free or available to take on what is really important, you can't even step into that new season. So I guess the question is like, what? And it's not conversation for creators. This is just, I guess, the general conversation. But like, what boundaries do you have currently set up? I guess, yeah. I'll ask the question again actually this way: how are you navigating boundaries this season, if you have any? Because some of us don't.
Right, you don't have any.
No.
Some of you,
I got boundaries.
The conversation about boundaries is very interesting because I think it does depend on who you're dealing with. Because I think the example they just gave is very interesting.
Yeah.
In the sense of the dynamic is between yourself and a parent or yourself and an adult that has been in your life for quite a while. But I guess it could change when you're in the workplace and you're working with people who are around your same age, same level of, I guess, responsibility or expertise. I don't know. It's interesting. The boundary thing, I think, other than the main thing, which is learning how to say no, but even the no has to be a justified no. I guess that's how I would kind of reason.
What do you mean by justified no?
So, for example, if you're telling someone a no, you have to tell them a why.
Why you're saying no?
Yeah.
So you can't just say no just by saying no.
Well, there's no such thing.
There is.
No, some people can say no and
No, as in like every no has a reason. It's up to you.
You have a reason.
Yeah,
Whether
whether you explain or not is up to you.
Yeah,
But
of
as in
course,
like I do feel like in order for people to, well, personally anyway, I feel like when people have appreciated my no's is when when people have appreciated my no's is when I tell them why I can't do it, as opposed to just saying a flat out no.
Yeah.
So I think the boundary is just more so respect. That's for me the main thing, is just understanding that someone going out of their way to ask you for something or to ask for help or so on and so forth might be out of their comfort zone, and depending on how you respond to them could also impact how they react in the future. Because I know some people that if you tell them no once, they'll never come to you again.
Yeah.
Not because they're trying to like hold a grudge against you, but more so because now you've kind of put them in a space where they don't feel very safe or comfortable.
They feel like they're begging you.
Yeah. So I think especially with the roles that I guess we've kind of taken on, us three, in this space where there is a massive lack of any of this, it makes it much more important for us to make sure that we explain to people why we're saying no. Because I'm pretty sure between us three, a lot of people have come up to us and said, hey, can we do this? Or hey, could you help me with this? And I think it's important for them to understand that saying no doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just means that two things are on a line at a particular time. So again, back to my main point is that I think my boundary is always a respect thing first. Just understanding that if you can express to someone why you're not wanting to do something and being honest about it, you don't have to, like, if I have nothing to do, I'm literally nothing, and I'm saying no because I want myself like some me time, I'll be like I really love what's going on. I'd rather recommend you to someone who will give you 100% right now, because right now I'm not in the mindset to help you to the extent that you might need that help. And like that's a very beautiful way to kind of tell someone no, as opposed to saying nah. Or airing them, or you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I think that's my thought.
I think even on that note, I remember start of this year, somebody emailed me, and I said to them that, like, basically at the start of the year, I think because it wasn't even long. I got married in August, and then but I was still kind of just like incognito, basically until like March, April kind of thing. So I basically responded saying, look, I ain't taking on no more work at the moment, so like, unfortunately, I really love what you're doing. I love your project, but on this occasion, I just can't work with you at the moment because I'm currently on a break, kind of thing. Innit? They came back to me literally like 2 months ago, and now we're working on a project.
Oh,
So even though I said no originally, no doesn't mean no forever. This means that, and it's that sometimes I think boundaries are scary to make because it feels like you're losing things, but actually,
I agree.
You're gaining things at the same time.
Gaining self-respect.
For sure.
It's so funny hearing like what you both have said, because especially when it comes to like how you explain your no's, because me was a very big people pleaser once upon a time. So I think when I'm thinking about the explaining side, I'm just like, now anyway, I'm just like, why do I have to explain? But not normally I do, but I think because I feel like this conversation comes up with certain people. What's this guy's name? The new Captain America, black guy, Marvel.
Anthony Mackie?
Bro's a meme, innit?
Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. Honestly,
and highly decorated actor. Man said, bro.
I'm joking.
That smile,
It looks like he's like sitting on a bad boy piece of information that nobody knows about. But like Anthony Mackie, a couple times it's come up about him and how he navigates his boundaries.
Right.
And I think there was a woman on TikTok who was really angry because she wanted to just have a picture with him. And like she was walking towards him and she was trying to be respectful, like, oh, I just want to, my guy was like, no.
What?
No. Yeah, she was saying, that he just, we're at the gas station. Before I even say anything, my guy is like, no. And she's like, oh, I just, no. He said, no, not interested.
That's so
And
embarrassing.
then, no, and then she came back in the car, and you can tell the rant was fresh because she was just like, "But I respect you as an actor, and that's how you kind
Your head will
of
be hot. I can't lie.
navigated it and all this kind of stuff." And she was going off, and she was basically saying, "Oh, do you think you're better than me because of the way you reacted?" And then someone in the comments made a very good like, they kind of like analysis / like mirrored it to something else, and it's like, oh, you're moving like guys when they try and move to women, and then the women say no, and then they now move in a certain way. And I
That's
was
an
like,
interesting
huh,
comparison.
interesting.
It's
And
unfair, but it's
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
a bit extreme, but like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can
Yeah.
see like similarities. And I think for me, again, from a people like pleasing aspect, I'm very much like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do X, Y, Z, or I have, fumbled my own boundaries to try and like people please, and then the project's gone in a certain direction, and I should have realized I should have said no in the first
happens
place.
all
It
the
happens all the
time.
time. Yeah.
Like,
there's always going to be one that slips through.
Yeah.
It's like
But, like,
a quota, innit?
I respect people that can say no and just sit in that no,
Yeah.
and they don't have to explain themselves. Because really and truly, sometimes you don't actually need to explain yourself. It's nice to explain your no's,
You should.
but I guess sometimes should we have to always explain the no's? Now, for me,
That's interesting.
I will explain because I think this is my personality. I'll be like, oh yeah, sorry,
Mhm.
but like I'll try and do I'll recommend you to somebody else,
Right.
not right now, or just like I'm not taking on any new projects at the moment. Keep it short and sweet and stuff. Because I've definitely like fumbled the bag multiple times where I have just said, oh fine, I'll do it. I've abused my own boundaries. And then we were working on the project, and I'm like, Michael, there's nothing in the tank, and you're out here trying to make this thing happen. And I think it happened last year, actually. I think I was working on like 2 different projects around the same time. And a lot was happening in like family and friends' lives.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize the toll that it took on me until like I was working on these things. And I had told myself like, I'm not going to work on anything anytime soon. Just going to take a break. And then these things came around. So I was like, oh, fine, I guess I will. And I was just like, no, there's nothing like, I don't have
Nothing
energy
left.
to give.
Yeah.
Mentally, I'm not in a good space.
Yep.
And with one project, I was like, maybe halfway, actually, no, probably like 20% of the way in. Still a lot of stuff to make, but there was still enough time. So I was like, well, I'll even give you your money back. Like, I'm really sorry. Then one person, I literally had meetings with them to confirm the project. Then like days after, I was like, yeah, I'm so sorry, I can't do this and stuff. And I feel
And
like,
that's
but I feel like I've only learned that through a lot of like trial and error, which isn't the best sometimes because obviously it involves different people. But I
course,
think it's solidified for me. Like, yeah, if you let your no be no, like no matter what, and the right opportunities will come.
You're getting biblical.
No, but like, there's principles in the Bible that, kind of make sense sometimes. And
kind of.
don't get started.
you know what's mad? I said the kind of man.
You mean all the time?
But yeah, like I think now, especially like during this whole residency like period, I've just been like, yeah, lock in, don't do anything. Even I think it was like a couple hours before, like a day and a half before I messaged you guys, I messaged various people and I was like, yeah, guys, I'm not going to be on my phone for the next like day and a bit. I just need to like really focus and stuff. And I've never done that before, but I was like, wow.
But that was really good because I think even for me and Jude, we're like, okay, no contact. Let's
Yeah. So even we even knew like when I need something, I'd be like, I can't because I know that
I mean, I was still reading all the messages, but
we saw you come in like last minute swooping in.
Yeah, but that's fine though, because I mean, the fact that you've given out expectations. And I think sometimes when you don't give people expectations, that's when you're gonna disappoint.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's way worse than
no, 100%. I think that even taught me something as well, because sometimes I'll just be like, I'll message this person or thing when I get to it, but like just stating it there just kind of sets you up in a better place, so you can just like they'll know you'll come back to it eventually. But yeah, don't abuse your boundaries, people. It's not good.
It's
not
very
good.
dangerous. I mean, even what you said, like, made me think of the question of like, what got you to the point that you started making these boundaries? Was there a certain scenario that you were like, okay, like for me, for example,
how in depth are you going with this one?
I can't go into it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I can't. You know when you got to calculate how to
open this kind of words, so you can't pay back in.
You know what I mean? Alright, so sometimes people ask you for stuff, but they don't tell you enough time. So, and this is very common as a designer.
Very
Oh yeah,
common.
I was gonna say
where they'll essentially ask you for something, and you got like a day to turn it around. And I've got priorities in my life. So, and I think we've spoken about this. I mean, I'm sure if you guys listen to us for a while, you've probably seen our journeys and stuff. But like, I've got personal projects I want to work on myself, but I've not started them because I'm out here slaving for other projects. Do you get? And that's the lack of boundaries, in my opinion, anyway. But I feel like some people, if you don't establish those boundaries, they just don't respect.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you can't blame them when you think about it. If you're the one saying yes.
No, this is the thing.
Nah, but some people take.
Some people,
Some people say.
There's some habitual line steppers.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah,
habitual. And those are the ones that I'm like,
habitual line steppers is fine.
now I don't care no more. To the point where I'm like, no. And it's very anti Christ like to some extent, but not at the same time. Because I think it's biblical to look after yourself first.
Yeah.
So that you can then love others or treat others.
Of course.
But not in a way where I think sometimes people put in a more of a selfish thing of like, me first and only me, which I don't think is the right way to go about things.
Yeah.
But I had to kind of transition to the fact that I can't be the best for my close ones and my friends if I'm out here getting like pushed and pulled in different directions, you know what I mean? So like for me now, because of those scenarios, I've been like, look, you're gonna get it when you get it from me. I've told you when you're gonna get it. I've told you how long it will take me to do it. Sorry, find someone else to do it.
Yeah.
Because at this point, there may be someone else that's got no boundaries. You can get them to do it.
No, you're right.
No,
someone's gonna do it.
And I think that's the sad part, is that there's always someone who's gonna do it. But I think one of the worst things is, have you ever been gaslit by a client?
Go on.
Because I think that's what, for me, going back to your question about when do you learn to kind of set your boundaries, that's when I had to learn. I had to learn that too early. I was too young. I was too young to learn those lessons. I can't lie. But it's like, when I think a client comes to you and says, this is what I think, and you're like, okay, cool. And then you tell them your opinion about what you've created, spend time, hours, blah, blah. And they go, yeah, but my friend said that.
Oh my, sorry.
And I'm like, okay, cool, fair enough. And then maybe you get to a point where you realize that it's not going to move forward, right? Yeah. Because it's like, there's a lot of contention. So you're like, honestly, and it's not even out of a place of malice. You just tell the person, I think that you're looking for something else that maybe I can't provide for you right now, and that's okay. So I'm even willing to, whatever you've given me, I can give you half of it back or whatever, just go your own way. I'll go my own way. And then they come at the end, or maybe a month later, like, hey, do you still have the designs? I think it was good. I think we can work with that. So it's like, this is the kind of thing. But again, the boundaries thing here is so interesting because it goes beyond just your nose and your character and how you interact. It goes to the point of you having to set things up in place to prevent people from stepping over, because like things like contracts and things like payment briefs, and making sure people know that if you are late for this payment, this is going to happen. Like, I remember I did some work and I didn't get paid for almost 6 months. Right. And it's so funny because that's one of the work that a lot of people herald. They'll see my social media. They're like, oh my God, you did this for da-da-da-da-da. Oh my God, so sick. And 6 months, I chased and chased and chased. But this is my thing.
Year, bro.
Like, imagine I didn't have a boundary, right? So my boundary in that scenario was I put a 10% charge every week.
Hey!
So, you know what I'm saying? So it's not me who cried at the end.
Let's get money!
Like, I'm okay with that. So it's like, so this is what I'm saying. Like all my invoices have it at the bottom.
Interesting.
And I choose when I want to enforce that. Sometimes I might be like, I know you. I know that maybe you're good to pay for it and it's not even going to be an issue. Maybe it's just genuinely slipped your mind. But when you're sending an invoice to
6
someone,
months.
when you're sending an invoice to someone
6
and they're like,
months.
oh yeah, we got you, we'll get it paid this week. Blah, blah. Can you sort it out? Yeah, sure. Can you send me the invoice? Cool. Send the invoice. They'll be like, oh, thank you. Actually, could you send the invoice again to this person? Oh yeah, sure. Cool. Every single time, the price is going up. The price is going up. So it gets to the end, they're like, hold on a second. Why is it so high? And then you have to explain to them that this is the cost of you overstepping the boundary. Because in essence, the work and that's the worst thing when you've already kind of low-key discounted work and you've made a lot of compromises unbeknownst to whoever the client is. Then on top of that, they're going to disrespect you.
Yeah. 6 months is insane.
Yeah,
is insane.
But I mean, I'll be honest. The industry,
it's.
Oh yeah, but I've worked in accounts, man. I've seen
you lot are the people who give me. You're the bane of my existence. I can't lie. Thank God you transition to design because
accounts payable.
Yeah, you lot are the worst.
You know what's crazy?
Shout out to you lot, but like also like what on?
You know what's crazy? Some like a lot of people I can't speak for all in it, but some people in there that I know in it are on vibes. I'll be honest.
Oh yeah.
It's like one of them jobs that it's not easy to do, but you can get trained in it quite quickly.
And when you get the system going, you can just
So a lot of people that tends to be like an entry route, or if you want to do it as a career, you can go to a higher grade in it. But like usually, what happens actually is that you get your invoice and you get a PO number.
Yes, those damn POs.
When there's not a PO number on the invoice, typically it will bounce. So you might think, oh, they're not paying me, but they've got like a automatic system that essentially matches invoice number to PO.
You know, they'll take 2 weeks to send you the bloody PO number. But anyways,
it's all part of the game, though, isn't it?
It is, but it's cash flow.
Yeah,
it's cash flow. So especially if that PO number's not on there, forget it, man. You're not getting paid.
And you know the worst thing, yeah, they'll string you along till the end, and they'll be like, actually, hold on, where's your PO? Run it back, run it back to the top.
No, it's actually rude.
But the thing is, that's why you have to have connections.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree.
I can't lie. Certain man will be like, yo, Berns, I beg you, just push that one.
Yeah.
I'll step on the urgent one. Because they've got urgent and they've got the standard one.
Can I have this,
next day?
Remittance. Yeah. That literally at the end of every single, I'm like, can I get this,
Yeah.
Speed up, please. Thank you.
So you got the 3 to 5 days back payment.
Yeah.
Urgent next day. But that costs a bit more for the company though.
Yeah, it does.
So, do you know what I mean? But there's ways. So if you know the right people, you can get that one push through.
I met, accounts payable one time. We're doing like a social at work. This is like years ago. And I looked at this individual. So I'm like, what's your name? They're like, oh, I'm like, huh? So it's you. And they're so, like, you know how Berns said they're on vibes? They're on vibes. They're the happiest people. Yeah. The half of the company is mad miserable.
Meanwhile, you're the one
responsible
for so many people's lives
in
turmoil and stress.
Do you want to go and grab a drink later? Bro, it's 12. People, like, it's 12 on a Tuesday. What do you mean you want to go and grab a drink later?
Rubbing my peas, man.
Like, bro, people need to get paid.
If I fight you.
I can't lie. Couch table was lit though.
For you, yeah. Of course you say that.
It's proper, man.
No, it's actually so peak for the other people now. On the other side of it all. Because just
everybody suffers,
literally, like,
everybody suffers.
It's very peak.
From people's credit to other responsibilities.
Yep.
I think for me, okay, on a serious note, when it's freelancers, I don't play with that. Because I've heard of some situations where people are
depending on that.
Bruv, rent is due, fam.
Yeah.
We need the peas. Like, you know what I mean?
But if it's like a production company or something, that one but even that, I got into trouble one time. Cause like, this thing, like, here's me thinking, like, I put essentially my name on the line because I've gone to this, like, a starting out production company. They're quite small team. I think there were like 3 or 4 people in the production company. Okay. And they've outsourced so many people to do this production. It was one of my first ever commissions as well. So they've given me the budget. I'm like, I'm speaking to the guy, he's Ghanaian as well. So I'm like, bro, pattern, don't worry.
You told us about it.
Yeah. And I'm just like, yo, it's pattern, don't worry about it. Got you. Cause I've sorted out so many different payments, which are way higher than this budget that they've given me.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is light work,
Don't worry.
bro. Like
Yeah.
someone could cough and it could be in your account. Well, boy, was I wrong.
Was it
Come in,
peak?
bro. I get to the day of like the thing is being shot on the day. I'm there. The guy comes to me and says, "Bro, we haven't been paid. Not even 1 penny."
Hey,
Bear in mind, this guy is coughing out. Smoke production company, they're coughing out.
hey,
Everybody is there on loan, basically.
hey.
And we're shooting this on Saturday, right? So you don't know what's getting paid tomorrow or the day after, because Monday is when I have to make that request.
Hey.
Yeah. Where I tell you, it took almost 2 weeks for these. Oh,
No.
and I was so ashamed. Like I was so ashamed.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Ah.
Because the thing is, you know the thing is, yeah, you can't even pay them the full thing because in essence they need to deliver before you can pay them the full thing. I said,
God.
look, I'd rather pay them the full thing than pay half now and pay half later. So let's just get the whole thing delivered. The oh my god, accounts payable, yeah. Hey,
Oh my gosh.
you crumble.
2 weeks.
The stress. I was
You
so,
don't know somebody could be eating Indomie and bread, breakfast,
So
lunch,
stressed.
and dinner.
so,
for 2
so
weeks.
stressed.
I am done. Oh my goodness.
Gosh, nah.
That's not even funny, but
No,
it's
no,
just the audacity.
And like, you know, the thing is, you can't even enjoy the shoot because you're there, yeah. You're trying to vibe. You're trying to vibe, but like every time you look to the corner, my mind's like, look at you, just enjoy yourself.
It's actually very weird.
No, when you owe people money, you just enjoy your life.
And the thing is, yeah, like the artist is there, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
People are
Of course
ordering-
you're happy.
No, but the thing is, like, they're ordering lunch on the company card. Yeah. This man's just there in the corner, like, what have I done? Like, I genuinely feel like I gave him one of the worst experiences. And now, I don't think they're even a company anymore.
Whoa.
Like,
Wait.
and I feel bad sometimes because sometimes I think, like,
Maybe you're a contributing factor. You never know.
honest to God, and like, these are some of the lessons. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Can you imagine?
no, for real though, but these are some of the things that made me realize about the boundary thing, yo. Because it's like in reality, yeah, like in hindsight, if his boundary was so like strong to the point where it's like, because like I remember one of my marketing managers years ago said to me, yeah, it's like we're doing PR, not ER. Right, and it stuck with me because at the end of the day, yeah, like we're doing PR. It's
What do you even know? ER.
like it's not emergencies. It's not nobody's dying.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like nobody's dying. But
Yeah,
you know how like the creative industry, we always act like if this doesn't get done tomorrow,
We're finished.
everything is done. But
Nah,
it's
it's
never
not.
that.
Yeah,
It's
it's not
never that. It's never that. Like that.
Then
that,
that's
you
going to
know.
get pushed, man.
So in reality, if that person had said, "Nah, if we don't get paid,
We're not doing
we're
that.
not doing it."
doing-
But
yeah.
also, I understand that if in
But
his
it's
mind,
it's risky though, because
because
that can be your first and last gig.
exactly because it was a decent budget and it was for a director who was just starting out as well. So it's like, yo, this is, and once you're in, you're
You're
in
in.
because now you're a supplier in there. We can whenever we need you, we can just say, yo, you're already in the system. Go straight through.
Yeah.
So it's like
very
it's very beneficial for a lot of people, and a lot of people will compromise their boundaries for stuff like this. I feel bad, but you know,
I think, especially when it comes to like major corporations,
Mm.
I think, especially within our community, because we have lacked opportunities to be in these spaces,
Mhm.
typically, so like, I thought this off tangent, but we'll tie it back in. But typically, like I think for a lot of times, people blew up or people had now become big when you see them on the BBC,
Yeah.
ITV, or like a certain publication or whatever. Like you think, oh, blown up, but it's a corporation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When it's our own thing, you don't. And I think we compromise because is a name.
yeah.
If a Nike calls you, Adidas calls you.
Hey, shut up there. Any accounts papers?
But we're gonna get paid. That's what we know. Whether rain or shine.
Let's say
Eating
the
bread until
budget.
that
Let's say the
invoice
budget
clears.
is like 25.
Hey!
What ballons? 25 ballons.
25 bags.
Oof.
Oh.
They got big bitch,
Bro,
Larry Hoover.
I'm waiting 6 months.
Nah, no, it's 6 months.
Huh? 25?
The thing is, I
25
can't, I
bags.
can't put you on.
25 ballons.
You have to really think about. It's sad we have to think this way though, but it's just like
25.
if it's a Nike, it's like 6 months.
Not that it's right.
No, I'm not. No,
Nah,
I'm
but
saying
you're,
this,
you're
right?
saying it's basically like you think about it like an investment, like a crypto thing. It's just there, innit? Some moving, yeah.
Because
Just,
when you see your name, boom,
Yeah.
Nike campaign, and your name is there.
Yeah.
you'd be like, it was worth it.
It was worth it.
But it's so peak though. Like
6 months is crazy. But 25 balloons, yeah, I hear it.
Oh,
Like,
off these ones.
if
I'm having a party.
if it's worth it, then
25 balloons, you're putting down the house deposit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
No, legit.
Mm.
Like,
it's so funny because I'm in a similar. Not
I was gonna say,
not
Michael,
6 months.
you had a few balloons.
I'm
Yeah.
waiting for an invoice.
hey,
It's coming to like more than 1 month.
Is it 25 balloons?
No.
Okay.
It's
But
not
it's-
25 balance. It's
it's healthy.
it's
Significant.
for one
10
person. For
balance?
one person, it could be a
5 balloons?
It could be a potential salary for a month for someone to some degree.
okay.
I thought for a year. I was like,
Yeah,
hey,
A year is
Michael strikes again.
a year. You guys make me sound like a grifter, but so annoying. Anyways,
Big money, Mike.
anyways, yeah. I'm waiting for it, but part of me is like, 2 months is.
Stretching it. Yeah, that's a stretch.
And then if I add the time I sent the invoice, 2.5.
Do you have a late fee in that?
Word.
The thing is, I fumbled because I didn't put it in.
Ah.
But also, let me be honest,
Mm.
I didn't finish the project. So there's also
Okay.
a thing there. So it's interesting because I'm also thinking like, okay, I didn't finish the project. I was going through like a thing. It was when I was freelancing at another place and that agency, I was not even last year, this year's problems. And I was like, yeah, I can't lie. I think that was my final nail on the coffin to just be like, yeah, I don't want to. What I said last week, I don't want to. Advertising is just a no for me.
Yeah.
So I think because of that, it had like a knock-on effect on other things. So I was like, again, mental health when it comes to me, like working sometimes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not God's strongest soldier. I'm tired.
Hey, man.
I'm tired.
Some of us work in the kitchen. Some of us work on the, not everybody's in front of the battlefield. So
That's it.
You
man.
know,
it's understandable.
for you guys that can do that,
None of us
shout
can.
out to you.
Nah,
But
we're
not
good.
me.
I ain't trying to die.
Yeah, so like as a result, I didn't finish, but it was like 85%, 90% of the way done. So it wasn't like it was completely.
It was like a handover kind of thing.
I just had to like finish things for like a brand guidelines and like add some images in a thing.
Okay.
So it was like more or less kind of done.
Right.
Or close to. And so I cut a lot of my fee and was like, cool, I'm sorry. And I was also just in a space where I was like, I don't even want to look at anything anymore. So that my bad. I can say that was my bad.
But
I didn't
90%.
communicate as much.
Yeah,
But it was
90% you're
months.
done,
And then
though.
I think towards like summertime, to be fair, I had to start this thing like beginning of the year. So there's some things on my side that I can say we didn't handle
We
the
all
best
make
way.
mistakes.
But then when it now, I wanted to have a conversation. I was like, oh, don't worry, send me the invoice. I'll sort it out kind of thing. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I did. And then, yeah, I think they were away. So then that got like postponed and they were like, oh, you actually need to send it to accounts. So I was like, huh, okay, interesting.
Here we go.
Oh, just curious. How long's the payment term? 30 days. Okay, cool. And I think because before I've worked with them and I didn't ask for the deposit as well. Normally I do. So it's like the full fee. So I was like, okay, cool. 30 days. I'll just
Famine.
wait it out. Cool. Wait it out. Hey, what's going on? Not hearing much. Oh, 2 weeks time. I was like, I have things to pay. I have things to pay for.
Wait, so are they responding to your emails in this time?
Yeah.
And they're not telling you the money's in your account?
No, there's 2 weeks. But again,
Why are you
again,
responding?
because I'm like, maybe because my bad initially, because of like I didn't finish.
So you're punishing
and
yourself.
stuff.
Like, yeah, I hear it.
That's what it was at
basically
first.
You feel like it's audacity to even ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I even felt the first time. And then afterwards, they were like, oh, sorry, it's going to be the end of the month. And I was like, let's get into 2 months now, guys. And again, I'm just like, initially, I know I didn't do X, Y, and Z, but at the same time, cool. But long term, I'm also thinking, I actually like these guys. I don't have like any like ill, and we've worked together in like past ages ago. And like networks are small, like
Everybody
so it's
knows
just like
them.
trying to pick and choose your battles. And I'm not, and it's mad because if it was somebody else, I'd be like, go and collect your things. But for me, I'm just like, what route do I choose? Do I kind of be like, okay, guys, what's
Time
going
to
on?
get passive aggressive, man.
And I think this is where boundaries come in though.
Yeah.
Because even
Because-
with people that you're familiar with.
That's when they do you dirty the most.
yeah.
And it's mad because they're not like in the past, it's been like a calm thing, but I think they've also grown as well. And so it's just like, I'd like to think you're not moving mad.
yeah.
But also, part of me is like, maybe, because then I also saw like a job posting and I was like, you're hiring. No, that was today.
Apply.
That was today.
Apply for
No,
it.
I'm going to like the post, but like,
I would apply. You see my name there. I'll be
but,
like,
but
baby.
it was just like, okay, I've given you grace. They said this week, so we'll see what happens this week.
Amen.
But I was like, okay, hiring, because I thought maybe it's like cuts. They said people. Oh, they did say actually. Oh, people haven't paid. So that's I don't know.
Oh, so it's like okay.
So I was like, okay, fair.
Okay,
And then
that is fair.
Then I saw the posting and I was like, okay, so there's budget for a year's salary for 2 gigs. That's my mind.
I see what you're saying.
What's going on? Because eventually, if you have on board these 2 people, that's monthly salary is gonna have to cover and stuff. But yeah, stuff like this really irks me. If I wasn't too as closely linked,
Yeah, but I
I
feel
probably
like
wouldn't care as much.
I genuinely feel like someone like me is in that situation causing all of this, and I'm sorry. Just because, like, if you're saying that a company is waiting on our payments in order to make other payments, then there's someone like me in the mix
On
where
the
it's
other
like
side.
where they're waiting for money to come in order to, because he was expressing to me the same thing where it's like, I can't pay these freelancers because there's no money to be paid, and I've promised them this budget.
God.
So it's like, all you can do is delay from the delay that's been delayed upon you. So I sorry, Michael.
No,
This week is coming, inshallah.
you're so
Yeah,
funny,
yeah,
Diamond. But yeah, like it's funny because in other instances, big corporation, and it's because I was working with like the head of music at the time in like this. It was a instruments company. People.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not Yamaha.
Oh, you don't want to say is what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess so.
Jeez, big money, Mike.
But yeah, I remember that. It's like, oh yeah, send me the invoice and I'll sort that out for you. Before you could say, oh, have a good day, guys. Enjoy the rest of paid.
Ka-ching, the balloons are in
full.
there. Yeah.
Not even, I put the deposit in full. I said, oh.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Okay.
I feel like people who work in the creative industry just tend to be a bit late with that. But it's only because there's a lot of red tape.
Yeah.
As in deposits.
Deposits, payments in general.
Because you're saying that people should pay, just be in full.
Whatever the case may be, but more so that the people who, if you're working in a creative space, they tend to take longer to pay you as opposed to if you're working in any other space outside. I say creative more so like the arts, like visual arts. They tend to take longer, or music as well. But those two tend to take longer. But if you're working in a space like tech-ish or electronics or anything outside of the...
You're going to get paid beforehand.
So quick.
Like even, let's say like accountant, lawyers, doctors, well, not doctors. If you're private then.
Yeah.
But like that, just upfront payment.
Yeah.
We're not doing the work until
exactly. It's peak that creatives are not considered in that same like regard and stuff. In America it's even worse. Net 90.
Net 90 is nuts.
93 months.
3 months before you get paid.
Eh?
and they don't get holidays.
Hey.
Yeah. Actually, I want to speak to an American creative. I want to understand how they navigate through that.
Because that one,
but they get paid much more. So
I can't lie. I got a gig in America.
Yeah.
They're based in LA.
Yeah. You might lick his lips. He's serious.
I didn't even complete the project.
Oh. So,
and they paid me well.
This is like a big rich town.
But I just
I was gonna say that, but I don't want to prophesy that over my land. So
yeah.
I just come from the richest parts.
I mean, London is a bit of a ghetto.
You know when like people do their vows and say for richer.
But
what if you go poor? Would you not love them then?
You can't go broke, man. But yeah, like they paid well, man.
Yeah,
and I think it's interesting because I went to I go to this like men's kind of fellowship thing sometimes on a Monday, and someone said this thing where they said that it was about men, about like how some men, it's actually quite deep to be fair, but basically because of like maybe how your father figure was, or you basically compete with what you already know. So when people get kids, they're like, oh, I'm gonna be better than my dad. I want to be better than my dad. But actually, what happens? You go to the level of your dad. So your only competition is your dad.
Got you.
So you're not gonna be that great of a father if you thought your father wasn't that great. If you get what I mean. Because realistically, And the guy said, invest in your imagination.
I like that.
By that is
Yeah.
like, when we read books, when we watch videos, like you're doing, you're looking into different photographers and whatnot. When you see their career path, when you see where they've gone through,
Possibilities are endless.
your mind is now thinking,
Yeah.
I can do that. But
Yeah.
if you're just down to the level of this person, I don't want to be like this person,
Yeah.
and they were not even,
Like trying to
Yeah,
avoid
yeah.
is
It's
exactly
like, why
what
should that
ends
be
you-
your reference?
you're gonna end up becoming
end
like
up
that.
exactly what you're
That
trying to
makes a lot of
avoid.
sense.
Yeah.
It's so-
Yeah.
Sorry, you go.
No, continue.
I was like, it's funny you say that because I feel like growing up, that's probably why I've maybe adopted certain things because I'm a big like autobiography memoir like person, and when your surroundings are not reflecting, a certain, just like you need to think outside the box because if we're all kind of
That's
thinking,
escapism on the real.
no, for real,
No,
for real. Even down to why I make the things that I make is because I'm
Trying to run away.
escaping from reality.
Run away.
And stuff.
Yeah,
For real.
It's audacity. And the reason why I say that is because even for like, so for somebody that might be looking to get like more clients or broaden their reach, you got to dream big, man.
For
Because
real.
more time, you won't actually get to where you need to be if you just think, oh, where am I currently? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never
yeah.
thought I work with somebody in America. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I didn't think that was reality.
So you have to.
Yeah.
But in my
Imagine
mind, I was
those
like, actually, no,
possibilities.
Why
I'm
not?
definitely good enough to do that. So why not? And they reached out and it's like, actually, yeah, I want to get more of those. I want to be able to work with clients with bigger. Like, why can't I work with clients with bigger budgets? Do you know what I mean? Sometimes,
greedy. Hey.
Like,
no, but
no,
yeah.
like certain design firms and agencies get paid like 6-7
Brother.
figures for a gig.
because my thing is, why do I have to reduce myself to what I think I deserve when I know I can get way more than that? Do you get my
But that's because that's what you think you deserve.
Yeah,
That's exactly the issue,
be-
no?
Because you're not exposed. I think when I first started designing, like, do you remember we had those conversations about 25
Hey man, rite of passage, baby.
and it's like,
If you were in there, you were in there. You know what I'm saying?
like you do these like uni posters and whatnot. £50, you're getting gas. £100, you're getting gas.
£20 Snapchat
Yeah,
filter.
Bro, I can't like that market. I ran it.
Yeah, you
Such a
definitely did. I
filters.
can't lie. You-
Such a was,
Greedy.
brother. Greedy.
They'll be like, oh, can you do it around this venue? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's an extra.
Bro, I used to run that,
Back
and it's
to
like,
back to back.
do you know what I mean? But it's like, and that was our level because in our surroundings, if you're a uni designer, I know my man charges this.
Yep.
So I should be charging roughly. And sometimes you wouldn't even charge that because he's the highest.
You're trying to
So you want
lowball.
100
Yeah. Hey, look, yeah.
Well, brother,
Doggy dog
Against
world, you
the
know.
game.
Yo,
and
you
my
gotta
man's
make it.
probably highest fee is £300. And you're on
300?
No, some people, yeah.
no.
You see, when they do their menu,
Yeah, I thought I was gonna do that.
I find that
deluxe
so
package.
Yeah, I find that so nasty. Gold package. Like, bro, what silver package? You're a designer, bro. What do you mean gold package? What are you gonna design the gold that you can't do with the silver? That's greedy. That's a gold package. Yeah, and then that diamond package.
it's like platinum.
Platinum package, premium, customer service. You can reach me. You can reach me 24 hours a day. Like they just start making up these new rules. That's crazy.
Power service, man.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying.
What
Yeah,
a time.
whisper in your ear at night if you need it. I'll tell you you're the greatest person in the world. Like, bro.
No, what I say.
Ah.
So think about it. That's all you're seeing.
Yeah.
So that's our peak. But when you get older and you get more exposed to the environment, sometimes when you see what freelancers are getting paid, what talent is getting paid,
Yeah.
we're
Starts to
what?
readjust your you're
There's
right.
some man that literally, and I'm not saying that it's not proper, but some man people make content on anything.
Yeah.
Whether it's cooking, whether it's being good with their pets, whether it's
Yep.
anything, as long as there's budget for it, you're gonna get paid.
There's always budget
There's
for anything.
always budget.
That's a scary thing.
It's
budget
mad.
for
It's budget.
everything.
Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
not that we should take the mick, but it's just more a thing of like, don't limit yourself to what you've currently seen. Do you know what I mean? It's very important, man. Very,
Yeah.
very important. Conversations for creatives. Today's question is, how do you incorporate new trends into your creative work?
That's a good question.
Yeah, isn't it?
That's a very good question.
Yeah. How do you incorporate new trends into your creative work?
Could you give us an example of a trend? Like,
Alright, so right now, biggest trend is generative AI or like
ooh, okay.
AI kind of work at the moment. So, for example, I don't know, maybe what could we say? Maybe you're doing a poster and you want to generate the background.
Mhm.
Like, would you like how would you do that? Some people may generate the background. Some people may use ChatGPT to put because for example, for me,
Mhm.
I use ChatGPT to put like if it's like mock text or
Got
whatever.
you. Yeah.
Look, I'm making a poster.
Could you
for this
give
pizza
me-
shop?
Mm.
Give me the menu.
Yeah.
Rather than doing the lorem ipsum stuff,
I hear
Yeah,
you.
just
that
I
makes
agree.
sense.
put it in. So at least visually, it can make sense.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Or even like, do you remember minimalism was a huge thing? Now we're going to maximalism.
Mhm.
Is that those kind of trends? Like, how do you incorporate those things?
Okay, I'm gonna take it in a different direction because
Yeah.
I don't
Ooh,
know
okay.
why you're throwing it.
Oh no, I thought you were ready. You were like,
no, no, I was waiting for you guys to land.
nah.
With me, steering it slightly different direction. I think trends in creative work, because since we're talking about creative work, that's broad.
Mm.
I guess when thinking about like content
Yeah.
for the podcast
Yes,
or even for myself, like picking up on the trends and what may stick.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, we are in the end game of we have to just deal with the algorithm now.
It's crazy.
So I
world.
think just trying to find ways to like, maybe it's thinking of like how to latch onto like a trend or how to use something in order to kind of like spin it back to your own thing.
Mhm.
So I have been thinking about for like the pod, like maybe certain types of content that we could do or like certain sounds that we can use that maybe might generate some kind of interest.
Right,
and
right,
stuff.
right.
I do think like one of our videos, but then again, like it was during the Euros when you mentioned not supporting England for the year. For example, like something like that, trend of football, that makes sense to kind of put that as a short.
Mhm. Mhm.
In other ways for like design, I feel like I'm personally trying to look more at typography, I guess.
trends.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
current trends or
I think but I feel like it's been a thing for a while though. Like
Yeah.
sans serif fonts, my brain. I saw a product as well, and it's really annoying because it's like Black Boys Want Joy. There was like a mug or something.
oh
But
yeah,
there's-
I saw it.
yeah, there's
Okay.
certain like look that like I think when people think of like certain typography things or like products that they go for, that I'm like, okay, I should actually explore this more. Or even looking at like ligatures in typing how like letters connect to each other, or like, you know how sometimes there's like a little flourish at the end of like the last letter of a word.
Yeah.
So playing around on like Illustrator for that, because that's a skill that I just never.
as in typography.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like certain things I've just never used before, or like, you know how you can use like the pencil tool to add
Yep.
strokes to a
Yeah.
thing. So like things like that I've looked at. Yeah, but I think I'm mostly thinking about it more for like content around the work that I
Very
make.
interesting.
Yeah. Because
yeah.
I was gonna say exactly the same thing
Yeah.
in terms of incorporating it in the process as opposed to the final piece. Because I think sometimes just thinking about it could inform how you work as opposed to it being the work.
Yeah,
I think a lot of times people just fall into the trap of doing the trend, but not necessarily letting the trend inform your own practice or your own work. So I think even in relation to the podcast, it's about not necessarily just suddenly becoming a was it the punter? Is that what you guys say when someone's like the commentator and stuff like that? Them
Oh,
things.
pundits.
Yeah, it's not necessarily becoming a pundit podcast, but more so just saying how can we find a trend between that and what we already do and find that middle ground. So how does design tie into all of this, or how does arts and creativity tie into the trend, as opposed to the opposite way, which is just like following the trend. We find a way to make the trend complement what we're already doing.
Yeah.
You know.
I think even with like, content is a very interesting one because I think naturally we kind of have to submit to the trend sometimes. Not all the time though, because I think sometimes those new trends come because somebody decides to do it a different way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I mean, that's how it starts. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
and typically it's kind of like cyclical in the sense of like now we love the grainy, warm tones in like cinematography and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
Oh, we didn't like it before.
No, but like it's definitely more like
now people use old cameras.
Yes.
We love old cameras.
That's what you're saying. Yeah,
what I
everyone's
mean?
going away from the clean.
Yeah, like
That's what
even
you're saying.
even
vintage,
like,
nostalgia.
yeah, exactly
Yeah.
that. Like it's got to be done in a certain way. But yeah, it's interesting. I think trends, especially in social media, are always going to be a thing that we've got to follow. Unfortunately, even how like even for in the podcast scene, how like content is filmed. And do you remember when the AI content thing came out where it was like
the subtitles
will come on in a certain way, and it's like
so popular now.
That's that's
I
a
hate
trend
it, but
still.
It was.
It was.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, sometimes it makes me feel quite sad though, because I can't remember what I was reading or watching, but like looking at like the taste level of a thing or conforming so much that it's almost like, think about it on a wide scale, our attention spans are now not as great as they were before, so people prefer like shorter content,
Right.
or just like summaries of things without having to do the hard work of actually reading about a thing or looking more into a thing. And the AI like text stuff, like sometimes it's ugly to look at. Why is it green? But obviously with minds and stuff, it makes sense when it's like a white text, body of text, and it's like green
like attention grabbing. Yeah.
But it's just like, should content look like this? Like aesthetic, is it aesthetically pleasing, like for the average, let's say, designer or creative person making this work? And I think that even though, yes, we have to find ways to make the trends work for us, it's not like we've all said, like not getting carried away by the trend, because I think there was an article about if TikTok has kind of like changed how maybe TV shows and films are made. It was one of them.
Okay.
Interesting.
And I was like, oh, that's really like really mad to think about, because obviously TikTok drives a lot of stuff. It's shifted music and how people make music and
100%.
stuff. And
So
in some instances, that could be a good thing. Maybe I don't think Tierra Whack necessarily did it. Maybe she did because of social media. Like her 1 minute tracks.
Oh yeah, I guess I wouldn't say that. I thought it was
I
kind of
wouldn't
like
say it was informed by social media.
Yeah,
but like,
it was definitely.
Is probably
yeah. So like some people maybe like they're conscious of that and it reflects in their music, or just good timing, like with the Tierra Whack thing.
Yeah.
But then other instances, you have like a large majority who aren't maybe thinking about the quality of a thing. It's just more, how do I get a part of this and a piece of the pie?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just weird because you have to like really find that balance. And especially as a creative person who cares about the craft, it's like sometimes you can feel a way about these trends. We used to have conversations about social media often, and now it's like, okay, it's a great avenue, and now it's very much a thing of the numbers, the analytics, the engagement. So you kind of now have to like play ball, because if you don't, then it's just peak.
Which is it's quite sad, to be fair. Anyway,
because this is
is it? 3, 2, 1.
Shout out and recommendations.
Power. Oh,
yeah. So my shout out and recommendations for this week is number 1, as I mentioned earlier in the episode, Nneka Julia, I believe. And she basically does videos. Well, she's trying to do 100 videos. Not even trying to. She's
sorry.
She's going to do 100 videos, I believe. I think every single day.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Which is insane.
That is sick. I love that.
The level of detail and quality of her cinematography is amazing. I came across it today through the algorithm, so thank God for the algorithm sometimes.
Nice.
And yeah, she poses a lot of questions. It's almost like a video diary.
Okay. That's
but
cool.
very cinematic.
Yeah.
No, it's really
Recommend.
beautiful.
Yeah. And then second is Jazz Caris's
project.
new project called Safe Flight.
Yeah.
Which is really, really good piece of work. I've been actually I've had, so basically, you can save songs from the album.
Yeah.
So on Apple, when you've saved the album, when it comes out, it'll be like, oh, it is now available. When I saw that notification, I was so happy because there's certain songs on there like Tequila, and also I think Tequila was actually the main one that made me even want to go and listen to the album. But she's got one with obviously one of my favorite producers, Jules, is on there, and another song called Chill on Me featuring June Freedom, which is really good.
Nice.
But it's a really nice album, and it's one of those albums there's some skits in there. But anytime there's a skit in an album, yeah, you sold me there.
Yeah.
I feel like you've taken time to actually like make a story kind of thing.
That's wavy.
And then finally, if you don't know, we've got a playlist called Moodscapes, music for visual journeys. For those on Spotify, search that. And then on Apple Music, search that as well. It'll probably just be me because I'm the only person on Apple Music.
Oh, I got it now.
You got music?
Yeah. I've been using it for like a year.
Sure.
Oh wow.
I need to cancel my
You're doing the
Spotify.
thing, man.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
haven't. Oh, sorry. I thought I had.
Nah, G.
No, you haven't, you haven't.
Okay, I'll do it now.
Yeah.
I'll show you the link now.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, basically so pretty much we're dropping like 10 songs every month.
Yeah.
Updating it. Basically the kind of music we're listening to at the moment. There's Hala has a very good playlist, man.
I agree.
Loads of different stuff. So definitely check it out. Add them to your library. So yeah, that's me.
Jude.
Okay, no, he's trying to jump bouncing so quick. So this week's recommendations, I've got 3. First one is a photographer, Ijatu Shaw.
Hey, shout out to Jati, man.
Yeah, she's cold. But not necessarily her Instagram or anything, but she has like her YouTube that she's been really active on recently, where she does like breakdowns about her shoots and how she goes about them, from planning to self-shooting, so on and so forth. It's really, really interesting just to like getting that behind the scenes. I feel like photographers are some of the most private people when it comes to like their process and stuff. So it is just nice to kind of see someone express how they're going about doing things and like seeing them go. Like I think the first few videos she didn't have a space, and then she got a space. Now she has her own. I think the name of her studio is Short Thing. Yeah. It's really, really cool just to see her elevating from level to level. So Ijatu Shaw. Second recommendation is a book that's coming out. I think it's up for pre-order now, called Are We Allowed to Just Dream by David Adekoya. I hope I said that name right. I think they have a group, I think more so a publishing house now, called Ladder Boys.
Okay.
And the book is basically about like the lack of representation in football, and like they're kind of like documenting different footballers and their journeys and so on. And I think it's quite beautiful. Like they show a few of the images from the book, and I think they're trying to reach a particular number of pre-orders so that they can get the book printed. So if you do get a chance and you love football, you love like art in general, I think it was a quite cool cause to kind of, jump on. So that's Are We Allowed to Just Dream by David Adekoya. And then the last one is a song by Talea. She has a project called Clear EP. This is track 4 of the Clear EP called Same Language, featuring Gabriel Turner. So that's Talea featuring Gabriel Turner, Same Language. Amazing song. Talea is like an amazing songwriter, and she engineers and she does a bunch of stuff. So she's an amazing person. Listen to the Clear EP when you get a chance. Those are my recommendations.
Lovely.
Very cool. Okay, my recommendations to start off. Gonna start off with Oriana. I'm just thinking what her new surname is. Marriage.
Hey, yeah.
Oriana Unaji, I believe.
Right.
But yeah, really like great painter.
Amazing.
I know she does like classes and stuff as well. She recently is part of Christie's Late. So Christie's, the art auction house at Gallery.
Oh, Christie's. Okay, yeah.
They're doing a I think it's called Black Voices.
Okay.
Let me double check. It is Voices of Black Artistry. So they've got a late. I just signed us up now. So if anyone is free on Friday. And yeah, she's part of that collective, and I think they're gonna auction work. I think.
That's cool.
Sick.
I hope so.
Hammer thing.
Yes.
These
These are assumptions. Let me double check her Twitter.
It might be a silent auction. We might not be handling.
Maybe.
It might be a sticker thing.
But she is part of that, so it
That's
should be
cool.
interesting to see. Oh, sorry. Okay, show it. I don't know, because I thought Christie's was like an auction house. No.
I mean, they do other stuff as well.
Okay,
to be fair.
maybe my bad. So Christie's Voices of Black Artistry, an event that's showcasing the work of like Black artists. So
Nice.
she's a part of that, which is really amazing. My second recommendation is, I know her as Itunu. Other people might know her as Jadida. But
Whatever way you know her, it's fine.
Itunu.
Itunu, yeah.
Really cool director. Amazing director.
Mhm,
She also has a book with like a collective of other like photographers and directors called Ilewa. That I got last year. I'm terrible because I actually still need to. I'm going to open it this week.
I'm trying to keep it pristine, like a vinyl.
I keep saying I'll just,
Yeah.
but I'll actually go into it this week because there's other artists and like photographers that I follow who have their work in there, so I'll definitely need to check it out. But she recently got signed to a agency, called I really thought I screenshot these things. But
like, this guy.
this is terrible. She recently got signed to Occurrence.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
As a director, so congratulations.
Yes, congratulations,
Massive
man.
congratulations. Like amazing work. She's been doing some really cool breakdowns of her process from like storyboarding to showing like her references for certain shoots that she's done. I think that was one that she did maybe with Sony. That was really nice.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you for just sharing the knowledge of like the process and like what goes into it. I think she also is talking about like roles and within the creative space, which is really cool too.
Yeah.
And also just this achievement is like a very big achievement. So
Very big,
yeah, really, really cool things. And that is me for my shout outs and recommendations.
Amazing stuff. That's it. That's the end.
However, make sure you like, share, subscribe. If you like this video, just follow us. And if you got to this point, you might as well
Subscribe.
Yeah, man. And let us know how you're feeling in the comments as well. DM us on our Insta, TikTok, Rule of First Pod. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in to today's episode of Rule of Thirds. Feel free to share your thoughts with us using the hashtag Rule of Thirds Pod. And for more from us, follow us on Instagram at Rule of Thirds Pod, or our personal accounts for myself, Berns JNR,
Mike at _ man like Mike.
And Jude at Kente Kwame.
Catch you guys in the next one.